Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I have to try and save my dahlia tubers to overwinter them. As you can see, we had a bit of frost last night. The tips have blackened. They haven't frozen solid, so now's a good time for me to strip it down. I've had this in this pot here on my patio, but it's pretty much done. So what I'm going to do first of all is take away the stems, the foliage. Goodbye, summertime. Now, I have to get at the root system here. I'll show you what it looks like. So, what dahlias have are what's called tubers. And once I get some of this dirt cleared away, you'll see what it kind of looks like. I'm kind of being gentle with these roots down here. Just working away the soil loosely, give it some thunks. You'll see just below where the stem starts to grow is where you're going to find your tubers. That's a stick. Ooh. All right, so now you can start seeing them here. They almost look like bulbs, like here. So you want to be careful not to damage those if you can. Once I'm done shaking off all the dirt, I'm going to hose them down to get as much of this dirt off and give them a clean, and then I'll cut these off a little further down. There we are. Now this will be sort of a two-part video. Today I'll be doing this, rinsing them off, but then I have to leave them to dry for a couple days. And once they're dry, I'll come back and make another video about how to package them up for the winter. So here, see, we've got your tubers in here. Oh, it looks pretty good actually. I just did a plant a minute ago and I did break a couple. That's not going to do anything. If you break that off, it's got no eye on it. It would have an eye on it if it would start up a new plant, but this one doesn't. It's not going to do anything. Out it goes. Okay, so I'm going to move over to the hose and I'm going to try and shake off all this dirt from the middle that I can't quite reach with my fingers. And then I'm going to lay them out on some newspaper in my garage where they won't freeze anymore. And then I'll come back and show you how to store them. See you in a bit. Hi everyone, welcome back. Part 2 of my dahlia tubers. This is what they look like after I gave them a good shot of the hose, and I've had them laying out to dry in my garage, my frost-free garage. So now I'm ready to store them up. Now I can cut these back a little bit more. These were basically, I just left them long like this to use them as handles. I don't need these anymore, so I'm just going to cut them all the way back. We'll take less space in the bag, less chance for rotting. And now's a good time to inspect if anything here needs to get cut away, if it's broken or rotted. I think everything here looks pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to take a paper bag. Take one that's a bit smaller. You want something that's breathable. Don't put it in a plastic bag unless you keep the bag open at the top. Now, I don't want to just store it loose. I'm going to put in some, there's different choices. You can use some vermiculite to store it in, some peat moss. What I'm using is some pine shavings. I got these at the pet store. They're meant for small pets, but it's just something to keep the air circulating around the root. You don't want any rot going on in there. So I've got a bale of pine shavings. Scissors. Cedar shavings would be good. Something that'll absorb any moisture. You don't want to keep these wet in here. Alright, so we're just going to put a bit of a bottom layer And I'm going to store one in here. Like so. I'm going to surround it with some pine shavings. Gee, a little goes a long way. Now I don't want these touching each other. If I'm going to put a second one in here, which I do have room, I don't want them, the tubers touching each other, because if rot sets into one of them, it's going to easily spread to the next. So I want to make sure that there's lots of space in between them. So I think I have room for all three in this bag. So I'm just going to cut off these tips here again. Have a little look here. This can go down a little further. All right, see this one's broken? I'm gonna just cut this guy off here. Back to dry. It's a little bit soggy there. There we go. Get that out. What else? The rest seem okay. This guy's got a little tip gone from the end, and I'll watch him. It's dry. All right. Put him in this side. And cover him up. And I'm going to check these, you know, once a month or so during the winter to see how they're doing, see if there's any mold in there or rotting. You could also give these a bit of a dusting with some sulfur powder to help prevent fungus and mold formation. Forgot to bring it out. I'll do that for my begonias because they're going to be a little wetter than these ones. Oops. Alright, so that's two, and I can put the third one on top. And then I'm going to store these in my basement because I do not have any other place that stays frost free. My garage is not heated. They won't survive in there. But they need to be cool to stop them from sprouting or growing too fast. All right, you know what? This one is really soft. I'm gonna cut it off. Well, does the rest feel okay? And I don't see any rot in there. All right, let's give it a try. Now this is my first time trying this, but I've done some research and it seems like this will be the way to go. There we go. That's it. I'm just going to close it loosely and I'm going to put it in my cool basement. Check it every 3-4 weeks and we'll hope for the best in the spring. I'll do an update then. Thanks. We'll see you later.